He's like, I'm going to pump you so full of like drugs
Yeah.
to get you to, to get you through it. And when you're done, you need to go straight to the hospital and have your appendix out.
I'm at a loss for words there.
I know.
So
I'd never run a marathon before moving to Canada, because for me as a young woman living in South Africa, I didn't feel safe running on the streets on my own. Running, just like the freedom of the road, being in your own head, and just like chasing away these negative thoughts is just an absolute game changer.
Yeah. Welcome to the Green Room, sponsored by AGP. I'm Alex, and today we have my very special friend, Jody, who's going to talk to us about all things, I guess, motherhood, running, fitness, balance, lifestyle, all the things. So first of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
On completing the Chicago Marathon.
Thank you.
That is huge.
Yeah, it was a big one.
It was a big one. Can we just talk, okay, how do you get into the Chicago Marathon? Because I know you can't just sign up.
Yeah. So I was lucky enough where they have what's called a non-guaranteed ballot entry. So basically it's like playing the lotto.
Okay.
So I played the lotto and I won.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible. It's so difficult to get into. I've been playing the lotto since I moved to Canada. So 6 years, except for COVID. So like maybe 5 years.
Right.
Yeah. So I remember getting the email to say that I'd got in, and I just sobbed because that's on my bucket list, right? As a marathon runner, like that's on my bucket list.
Is it just Chicago, or have you been like lottoing for like Boston?
So Boston, you can't lotto for. That's purely you have to run ridiculous time. But I've done London. It was London, Chicago, New York. Yeah, I've done all of those. So Boston, yeah, as I said, you've got to run a certain time for that. But yeah, I've been trying and failing miserably.
That's
and
wild.
then this year I got in, yeah. And in fact, yesterday I applied to the lotto for next year. So hopefully I get in. I know,
That's
crazy. I was like, I'm never running this race again. And now I've applied. So
You always need that like recovery period post race where you're like,
100%.
I'm never doing it again. Then you're like, I'm addicted to it. I'm doing it again.
I know.
And then, yeah.
What's so funny is like I always say to people, as a mom, you'll understand. I feel like when you run a marathon, it's like having kids. You forget how bad it is. So you're like, oh, I'm in this honeymoon phase and it's amazing. And then you run it and you're like, yeah, that's actually really bad. It's really bad.
No, I know. Like I had natural child labor and people would be like, why would you do that? And I was like, but why would you run a marathon, right? It's like putting your body through something difficult is very rewarding, right?
Yeah,
Even though
for
it's
sure.
Like, yeah, and you do get like a bit of a buzz from it.
100%.
Right?
You get this absolute wave of, I can't even explain the feeling. It's like you're so proud of yourself and everything that you've done and all the hard work that you've been doing for the last couple of months, and it finally pays off. Yeah. It's amazing. It's like relief that you've actually finished the race as well.
And you're so glad it's over.
So glad it's over.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you my first, this is such an embarrassing story. My first half marathon ever. Did I ever tell you this?
No.
Oh my God. Okay. So I was in my early 20s. And I signed up with my best friend and my cousin and his best friend. And it was in Montreal. So my cousin lives in Montreal. So we went over to stay with them. And my cousin was like, oh, we got a carb load.
Oh, yeah.
So we scarfed on like spaghetti and garlic bread.
Yeah.
And this was before I had my celiac diagnosis. So I'm just glutening myself for like 24 hours before the race.
Wow.
And then in the morning I woke up and I was like, in the toilet a lot. Like I was not okay. And then my cousin comes with bagels and so I'm doing like more. I need more carbs, like more carb loading. And then I was like, I can't get out of the bathroom. Like this is, I'm not. And then I was like, what do I do? So I took like 3 Imodium. All the wrong, this
locking you
before
up.
I was a nutritionist.
Yeah.
So I was like, I do nothing. And it like just like shuts everything down, right? So I'm like, okay, I no longer need to live in the bathroom, but I can't like move.
Oh, no.
So we get to the race and I'm like not feeling good, but I'm like, hopefully like by the time we get started. So I'm like a kilometer in and I'm just like, I need to find a way to break my leg so I can stop running. Because I'm like, there's no way I can go on. I'm like, it's 1 kilometer in and I'm dying.
Oh my God.
And so I had like that water belt thing on. So I crushed all my water. I crushed my 2 carb gel packs.
Oh yeah.
Anyone offering Gatorade, I was just like, glug, glug, like all over the place. And then by like kilometer 10, I was like, I think I can finish this race. But it took me like 2.5 hours and I
That's not
wanted
bad.
to die.
But that's not bad. 2.5 hours.
It was
like,
just that need to be done,
yeah.
really.
And
And
desperation.
But it was like, talk about doing all the wrong things. Like
100%.
Like fueling matters.
Yeah, it does. And
How
it's
you fuel your
important,
body.
but you got to do it right.
You got to do it right. And
Yeah.
like carb loading, I didn't know what that meant. So it's like,
Yeah.
like you have to taper off your training and increase your carbs. And like, it was just, it's not binge eating carbs.
You know what? I think there's so much misinformation about carbo loading, right? And the only reason why I know is because my dad is an ultramarathon runner, right?
Yes.
So he was always like, this is what you got to do and this is how you got to do it. And even at in Chicago the night before, they have these pasta evenings. And I'm like, you guys are crazy.
Yeah, that's faux pas.
I'm like, you guys got it wrong.
Don't do that.
I mean, each to their own. And like, I guess different things work for different people. But for me, I remember my first marathon I ever ran. So it was, it was so highly stupid of me. I convinced myself that I could run a marathon. The furthest I'd ever run was 22 kilometers.
Oh my God.
And I was like, how can it be? And I remember signing up and my dad was like, bless him. I mean, he didn't want to be like, what the hell have you done? He was like, okay, we can get you through it. And I remember my husband, Simon, and he was like, are you sure this is a good idea? And I'm like, yeah. Like, I've done 22. Like, it's only 20
What's a double half marathon? How hard could it be?
Anyway, and I made the mistake of the night before. I had this massive, like, spaghetti bolognese because I was like, I got a carbo load. Carbo load. The day before, I had your favorite sausage, that Boerewors.
Boerewors.
Yes. So I had 2 Boerewors rolls. I had 2 like king cone ice creams. Then I had this massive pasta. And
I just love that. It's like, we think like, we're going to be running for a while. Like, let's eat more than we've ever had in our life.
Yeah.
Like,
which is like, it makes total sense. You know, of course it does. Like, I need to fuel my body. But the day of, I could just feel this like pasta and everything just jumbling around in my stomach. And like I must have got to around kilometer 27. And I was like, this is a long way. And my whole body started cramping.
To go.
Yeah.
Oh God.
And I remember this guy ran past me and he was wearing a bear outfit. So it was like a big teddy bear. And I was like, this guy cannot beat me. Like, I'm running.
He's in full costume.
So I was like, get your shit together.
And that's like a fuzzy suit.
Literally. From like, he had like a
so hot.
Suit.
Oh
yeah. So I was like, no. So I chased him down, almost ankle tapped him. And I mean, it was just, I think my time was, I was aiming for sub 4 because I'm just naive. And I got like 4 hours 20.
That honest, considering all the factors.
Yeah, considering.
Did you beat
like
the bear guy?
I mean, I did.
Okay, that's
for like 2 seconds. I was like dragging myself over the finish line.
Oh my God, that's
but,
so funny. You were like running in tandem with the bear the whole time.
In fact, I would love to thank him because he actually got me through that race. It was amazing. It was ridiculous, but I remember crossing the finish line, and I had this overwhelming sense of achievement. Yeah. And I felt like I didn't deserve to finish that race because I totally underestimated how hard a marathon actually is.
Yes.
And I remember I got on the train because it was in Toronto. It was the Toronto City Marathon.
Oh.
Yeah. And I remember I got on the train back to Oakville and I phoned my dad and he was like, now I'm going to say it. Like, what were you thinking? And I was like, Dad, why didn't you tell me?
Was this your first one, like, and you had kids? Or this was before kids?
Yeah.
Oh,
so
you were
had
in
kids.
Canada and everything.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So I'd never run a marathon before moving to Canada because for me, as a young woman living in South Africa, I didn't feel safe running on the streets on my own. So, and I can't train for a marathon on a treadmill. No. So yeah, that was a big thing for me.
That's wild.
But yeah, so
I thought you always ran. I didn't know you didn't run like that back home.
No, I've always run. So I started running cross country, I guess, when I was 6.
Yeah.
So I've always run.
Yeah.
And I've always run on the treadmill. And then when I would go back to Durban, where we're from, I would sometimes run with my dad, which was fine. Mm-hmm. But I could never run on my own. I didn't feel safe.
No, for sure.
And
even here, I think it, like, especially if you're trying to run early morning or late at night, as a woman, it's tough.
Yeah.
You know, you do, like, you're always kind of aware of your surroundings. You can't just get lost in music
No.
or whatever. You have to be.
Yeah.
It's hard.
It is hard. And I think it's, as a woman, I just think there's so much that we have to go through that, I mean, even my own husband, like Simon, has even said to me that he never understands. It's like, you know, living here in Oakville, and we would go through the forest to run.
Yeah.
And you just, as a man, like, he just took for granted that
Just
he was
enjoying
safe.
the
Yeah.
scenery. You're like, look at the
Listening to
trees.
his music
So
and like so
nice.
chilled. I'm permanently looking over my shoulder.
You're always
because-
hearing like a twig snap. Like, what is that? Is that a
yeah,
guy? Is that
yeah.
being chased?
I mean, I
That's
ran
part
into a
of it.
raccoon once.
It might make us faster though.
Yeah.
Out of fear.
It definitely does. I'll say that. But yeah. So that was my first one, and it the bug bit me.
Big time. Can we talk about your dad a little bit? Because he's
Yes.
so cool.
I know.
And
he is the best.
He's the best. And okay, how young was he when he started? And explain
Yeah.
an ultramarathon. Like,
Okay.
Because I feel like I kind of know what that is.
Yeah.
It sounds impressive, but
So my dad, like me, has run since he could walk. But I think for him, where it really started so he ran his first marathon when he was 15.
oh my, is that allowed?
Well,
South
back in the
Africa
day, it
breaks
was
all
allowed.
the rules. I feel like here they'd be like, it's too dangerous.
So, I mean, this was, my dad's 65, so it was like 50 years ago.
Okay.
They have changed the laws since then,
Okay.
obviously.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he ran his first when he was 15, and then he, at 18, ran his first ultra. So that is the race. It's called the Comrades Marathon.
Okay.
So that one, it's 89.9 kilometers,
And what is a regular marathon?
42.2.
Holy crap.
Yeah, I know. So it's super far. And
It's double.
It's
I'm
more
not
than
good at
double.
math, but that's more than double.
Yeah.
That's a lot of, oh my God.
I know.
I didn't realize it was I didn't realize it was that big.
I know,
To be
it's
honest,
that far.
I'm like ultramarathon sounds impressive, but
I know. It is impressive.
Oh my
It's like an ultra marathon.
yeah.
Yeah. So he ran his first one when he was 18.
Wow.
And then my dad joined the army in South Africa, and he was a PT instructor. So
Fitting.
he was like super unbelievably fit, and he ran unbelievable times, silver medals, and so they get all different classes. There's the gold, silver, bronze, and everything in between. And to get a silver, you had to run, I want to say it's a sub 7 hour. Yes, and his fastest time is 6 hours. Something.
Holy.
Yeah. I mean, it's unreal. It's unreal.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah. So he's
Does he
always
have
run.
super long legs? I've met him once. I feel like he's tall.
He is tall.
Not to contribute at all to limbs.
No,
It must help though.
I feel
Big strides.
like
That's wild.
So Simon and I were talking about this the other day, and I feel like some people just are born with genetics. Like,
Yeah,
they're
they have that
genetically
expression like
advantaged.
athletes are born not made,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, I agree. I just, when I see my dad, I'm like, that's not humanly possible. Like, that's just good genetics.
Yeah.
And
a ton of training and
And a
dedication.
ton of
But,
training
like,
in between.
But yeah, you kind of have to naturally have a bit of that, right?
Yeah, for sure. I think so. And especially, look, I always say anybody can run a marathon.
Yeah.
I think anybody can. I think if you don't have to have the genetics for it. I just think you have to have the mental strength for it. I think it's a huge part of it.
Totally.
But when it comes to the Comrades Marathon, I think with my dad, so he holds the record for the youngest to ever run 40 consecutive Comrades Marathons. So he ran his
So
first
he did this 40 times?
40 in a row. He never missed one. So he ran at 18.
So he's not really a
and-
human. He's
No,
been
he's
like
not.
dropped from another planet of supreme
Literally.
beings that like,
I know.
right?
100%.
40 times?
40, yeah. I mean, it's unreal. And
I feel like my brain's having just trouble conceptualizing that. That's
know.
insanely impressive.
And I spoke to him before the Chicago Marathon because I actually got sick. I told you before the Chicago Marathon. And I remember saying to my dad, like, I was so disappointed because I'm sick. And he was like, I ran the Comrades Marathon once and I had appendicitis.
Oh my God.
I was like, are you kidding me?
Oh my God.
He was like, and he was like quite a big deal from where we were from in South Africa because he was like, he played semi-pro soccer and like he he was holding the records for this Comrades Marathon, and he was going to run his 10th race, and he was on the front of the newspaper, and he went to the doctor and he was like, I'm not going to tell you to not run because I know you're going to run. And my dad had appendicitis. He's like, I'm going to pump you so full of like drugs
Yeah.
to get you to, to get you through it. And when you're done, you need to go straight to the hospital and have your appendix out. And that's what he did and got his 10th Comrades Marathon. Yeah.
That is insane.
I know. So yeah, he is superhuman.
This podcast is brought to you by AGP, Active Green Pro. We have a host of products that you've got to try today. We have our daily greens, which gives you your daily greens and electrolytes nutritional boost. And we also have our functional line. This is to go along with your seasonal needs. So we have immune and antioxidants, brain and vitality, detox, energy, and stamina. And we also have a fiber boost and our fermented protein line. Most people are hesitant to try greens because they taste like grass. Ours don't. We are a grass-free, one of the only grass-free greens out on the market, and we are 10 out of 10 on taste, so you got to give us a try. Get yours in the link below, and let's get on with the show. That's wild.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm at a loss for words there.
I know.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so not that the hurdles we've gone through are maybe quite as big as that, but I find like what's impressive for women is the things that we juggle.
Yes.
To try to even just keep up with a baseline for a man.
100%.
Do you know what I mean? Like
100%.
It's all the obstacles and like just like, okay, running and being afraid is one thing.
Yeah.
But I find the privilege of being a dad is that you can do whatever you want. No one bugs you.
100%.
You know, like if my husband decides, hey, this weekend I'm going to make a, whatever, I'm going to smoke a pork, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, that's his whole day project. And it's like, he's so just, true. And the kids are just, what? Dad's they
busy.
leave him alone.
Yeah.
Whereas if I try to do anything, I'm juggling the three mom, and the fights and this and that. And can I have a snack and all this stuff? Yeah. And that's just on like a good regular day, let alone all the things. Not to mention, trying to get our bodies back in fighting shape after pregnancy. Like forget aesthetics.
Yeah.
I just find if you're an athlete and you're used to your body being able to do certain things, it's gutting when you come off of a pregnancy and you can't run for 10 minutes.
Oh yeah.
Right.
I mean, after I had, so Jordan specifically, who's obviously my youngest. So that was a big one for me because I had to have a cesarean, which meant not like zero physical anything for 6 weeks, right? And it was
Major
during COVID
surgery,
and it was during COVID, so we weren't allowed outside.
It's true.
It was like no, can't run. So that was quite tough, and I was coming off such a low baseline to try and now get back into running. And I remember trying to run around the pond near our old house, and it was a kilometer loop, and I couldn't do it. And I remember getting back in the house and I was just sobbing. And I was like, it's so hard as a woman. And there were two reasons. One, the minute I left the front door, he would scream for me. It was like he knew that I was leaving the house.
Yeah.
So Simon
and again, dads are just like, bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
So Simon phones me. He's like, I know you're out for a run, but you need to come back. And also because you're breastfeeding. He can't feed
that's
Jordan.
The thing
like,
too, yeah.
like I'm the only one that could feed him.
There's another obstacle.
Yeah.
So like you got to
source. Yeah. So you got to schedule your runs around his feeding times.
And even if you provide a bottle, you get engorged.
I know.
So like you're like, I have to express milk mid-run. Yeah. Like it's like there's so many. It's so hard.
It is hard. And my Jordan wouldn't take a bottle. So it was like the people
mine didn't either. Yeah.
So it was tough. That was tough. And coming off such a low baseline and I remember thinking like, I don't think I'm ever going to be able to run. I always wanted to run a marathon. Like that was always something I really wanted to do. And I remember thinking like, there's no ways I can't even run 1 kilometer.
Right.
And then it's, eventually you start, I think it's the first couple months where as soon as you break past that barrier, you know that it's like, you got it. Yeah. But to get past that constant, I can run 10 kilometers without stopping.
Yeah.
It's so hard.
It's so hard.
And
even just with exercise too, like even if it's not running, I just find like if I've been, out of commission either with illness or like having kids or whatever, whenever I try to get back in, it's so hard. And you just feel like, how did my body ever do this? Like, how was I ever able to do 30 push-ups like that? It's like, you're like, I can't even do 5.
Yeah.
And then but then you just, it's consistency and it's believing in the process.
Yeah.
I think. And then you do eventually, your body does get back. But
it does.
It's discouraging when you've like, it's like falling from a pedestal. And like, now you got to get way back up there.
It's so true.
It's tough.
And I think that, that's the big thing. And then it's going back to work. And then it's going back to work and it's the 3 kids and trying to fit in running.
Yeah, and running's not like a hit workout. You know, it's a time commitment.
It
You're
is.
training for It's like, do you have 3 hours in your day to do a run? Like, you're like, not
This
really.
is it. And I think what a lot of people don't see is, you know, for example, when I ran my last marathon, that's like the perfect example for me as a mom. So my husband and I, Simon and I, we compete, right? Like, he runs marathons now, and we compete for who's going to run the faster marathon. And that one, I beat him. And I remember getting to the finish line, and I was absolutely exhausted and broken as a human being.
Yeah.
And then the kids came to the end, which was amazing, because I feel like it's so important for my kids to be like, Mom's so strong. Like, this is an unbelievable achievement for mom to do.
Monkey see, monkey do, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I've always promoted that healthy lifestyle for my kids. So I was so excited, but totally underestimated how much they would want to see me. So they're like, I remember getting on the train, and I had my son on my lap, and then I had the other two like clinging on to me. And I mean, you're broken after a marathon.
Oh yeah.
You're broken.
Yeah.
And I remember looking at Simon, and I was like, I don't know what to do here. Anyway, and then we got home, and you know, you have like a bath because everything's broken. And I went and sat on the couch, and the kids just come, and they're sitting on you, and they're touching your hair, and they just because they haven't seen you all day.
Yeah.
And you're so overstimulated, and you feel nauseous because all you've had is gels shoved down your throat.
Just carbohydrates.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. And that, I think, is the tough part of being a mom and running a marathon, is your job as a mom never stops.
Never stops.
So, you know, and then it's bedtime, and they're like, Mommy, I want you to take me. And I'm like, cool, I've just got to walk up
like,
these
Mommy
stairs.
wants a beer and some French fries and a nap.
That's it. So
Oh my
that gets
God.
tough. It's so tough. But again, you can't be like, well, no, I'm too tired. Can Daddy take you? Because like then they're like, well, you know.
But it's like, I heard someone say that you can have anything you want in life, but you can't have everything you want.
Yes.
And I find that so true, because it just, everything requires a sacrifice somewhere.
100%.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like, you can run that marathon, but it means that you have to take time out of your day, and then maybe you're working late at night to get your work done.
That's exactly what
I do. After your kids go to bed, right?
Yeah.
You're sacrificing sleep, you're sacrificing time with your husband, whatever.
100%.
And it's like, it's just, I don't know. I think it's important to talk about all the sacrifices, non-physical sacrifices too, right? That we make to get to accomplish this.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not
It's a huge
appendicitis.
No.
But there's a lot of like real hurdles for women in particular to achieve anything that they're passionate about.
You know, and I'm fortunate enough where I do work from home. So the flexibility I have, but yeah, if I go for a run in the morning, you know, the kids come home, I put the kids to bed, and I work in the evening. Yeah. Or I work on weekends. So, you know, sorry, it's very, very difficult. And weekends, when I'm doing a long training run. Yeah. Oh, it's exhausting. Yeah. You know, and then you're giving up time with the kids. You're giving up time as a family, because that's the only time that the 5 of you are together is on the weekend. Exactly. Where we're not working, or, you know, so you sacrificing that family time, which it's hard. And then even on the other side of it is you end up giving up even like your social life to a point.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I know when I'm running a marathon, I'm going to bed early on the weekends because I'm exhausted. And
because otherwise you're sabotaging yourself, right?
100%.
Like, I always feel like if you're not going to recover properly, then why are you even putting in the effort on the workout? Because you're sabotaging all that hard work. Like you just worked so hard, and now you're going to drink a bunch and stay up late. It's like, and you're not doing yourself any favors.
The one night when I was training for the marathon, I remember we were all outside with the neighbors, and we were all just having a good time. I think I ended up having 2 glasses of wine and 5 pieces of pizza.
Sounds good.
It was amazing in the moment. Yeah. But then the next day, I had to run a 30-kilometer training run. I had to stop halfway for a tactical. I was like, I'm not going to make this. And you get so mad at yourself, but you've just sacrificed so much, and you're like, I just want like one night.
Yeah, it's like, can I feel normal for one night? Because everyone else is doing it. Yeah. And you're just like,
Yeah. And the thing is you're not training for a marathon is not over a month. It's over a very long time. Exactly. So it's not that you're just giving up 1 or 2 weekends. It is a ton.
And it's not like if you did this in your 20s, like when I did mine, not that my half marathon was a success story, but I barely trained, and I could I could just wake up and go from not running for months to like running 14 kilometers in the morning.
100%.
You know, youth does that for you.
Yeah.
You don't have to fuel properly as much, right?
Yeah,
but
for sure.
now, like in your 40s,
well,
you're not there yet.
No,
One more year. Nearly there.
Yeah.
But you know, it really changes. You've got to really train properly, give yourself the time for that adaptation to happen, and then you have to fuel right.
Yeah. I think the fueling part is a big thing for me because I'll be honest, like I've just relied on my dad's genetics.
Yes.
And
your youth, right? And being young and just kind of being able to eat whatever.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Whereas I've started to feel, and especially after having kids, my body has changed significantly. So the way things used to work no longer work that way.
Absolutely. And also it's important to keep in mind women who have had kids and who are trying to get fit again, is that like when you're growing a baby, even if you're nutrient deficient, the baby will take what it needs. It's like a 100%. Parasite. It will take what it needs from you to survive. It's a priority. So you come off so depleted from pregnancies because literally you've had something sucking the life out of you.
100%.
All your nutrition goes into that little person.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's really tough. Like and also like we feel sick when you're pregnant. So you don't always fuel properly, right?
No.
So
I mean, during my pregnancies, I think I had 6 months of morning sickness.
Yeah.
And by morning sickness, I mean all day sickness.
I know. I always like you should
vomiting.
relabel that all day sickness because I was the same.
Not morning.
Not morning. I'd love it for it to be just morning, but it's not.
So and I agree. And it's just as a woman, just in general, take away the marathon training. I just feel like I never fueled my body properly. Mm-hmm. You know, I was just like, I'll just take this random vitamin, you know, that'll do the job.
Nice.
Yeah. But honestly, as time has gone on and as my training's got more intense and as I've gotten older and, you know, you can feel that you're just so depleted.
Absolutely. Yeah. I remember when I came up to see you in Collingwood and I was like, how's your training going? And you're like,
my God.
You seem so deflated. And you were like, honestly, I was hoping for a personal best, but at this point I just want to finish.
Yes.
And I was like,
no.
I'm like, we're going to fuel you right for this. Yeah. And so can we talk a little bit about what you added and like how it maybe helped or...
Yes. So that was that was quite funny because I was like, you know what, if I just finish it, and you were like, no, we're not doing this. This is not happening. We're going to figure this out. And it was amazing. So I think the biggest game changer for me was the creatine that you gave me. That was a big one. Because
it's a life changer for me.
Well, and you know what it is growing up, like when we were younger, all these guys would take it to get buff and like these big muscles. And I was like, oh, I don't want to do that. You know,
I remember all the guys on the football team in high school got jacked.
Yeah.
And then like as a woman, you're never like, oh, I'm looking for
I want to get jacked.
A Hulk-like physique, you know, so you're just like, 100%. You're afraid to take it.
Yeah. And I remember you were like, don't worry. And you shipped me some.
Yeah.
Thank you. And honestly, I would say within not even 2 weeks, it was a game changer.
Yeah.
Absolute, like muscle recovery, strength. It was just...
It's that extra push.
Oh my gosh.
Right?
Yeah. Because what ended up happening is I would go on these, you know, just a 10K training run, which for me is easy. Mm-hmm. And I would get maybe halfway in and my body just felt like I had lead legs.
Yeah.
That's how it felt. Mm-hmm. And I would get so frustrated to the point that I actually got tearful and I was like, what is going on with my body? You know, it just does things when I tell it. And it stopped. And yes, so then I started taking the creatine and that was a big thing. And then so much so that even Simon takes it now.
Oh, does he?
Yes.
All
so
right.
he was like, well.
Creatine train.
Yeah. And I'm like,
I'm a big fan.
I mean, you sent me the articles about it and we were doing the research and it makes so much sense.
It does.
Like, why have we never taken this before?
Yeah. There's just so much like unlearning we have to do on so many things with health.
Yes.
Because things have been drilled into us.
100%.
Back to like the 80s generation of like diet trends and being afraid of fat, which now we know fat is so important, right?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I think there's just a lot of unlearning. And even me, like, even though I knew the research, I was scared to try creatine.
Yeah. Yeah,
so
of course.
I was just like, I don't know. But then I thought like, okay, if I get huge, if I bulk, you know, I can always get off of it.
I remember you were like, I've been taking it. I'm like, okay, if you've been taking it and you look like that, like, I'm good. I'll take it.
Yeah, exactly.
So there was that. And then the other one that you said to me was having protein within 30 minutes of finishing my running. So again, like the protein shake. the electrolytes to refuel my body.
Yes.
There was just so much that I have not been doing.
And this is like, and again, I think I get really sciencey sometimes because I just feel like if you understand why and like the science behind things, you're more motivated to do it, because it's just like, yeah, I know this is good for you, yeah, I know it's bad for you, but like if you don't really understand why, right? So like if you think about electrolytes, if you're having like muscle spasming or whatever, that's because you're having like too much calcium flooding into your cells and not enough magnesium. So like that electrolyte balance is so important.
100%.
Because it's like we've all done it, where we've gone on runs and then you wake up in the middle of the night with like a Charlie horse or something. You're just like seizing up. This is your body being like, magnesium, please. You know? And so like having, just proper fueling, proper nutrition. I'm a big fan of greens, like my wall of greens. Which one do you want? No, but I really find getting that, again, coming off of pregnancies, you're nutrient depleted, and like a green supplement helps all of those things, right? It's hitting all of those nutrients that have those vital functions all throughout your body.
And if I can say, is so like the protein shake you gave me, for example. So I have quite a sensitive stomach, believe it or not. And even though I'm South African, I can eat everything. And I've tried a ton. And it was the first one, it tastes good.
Yes.
Which I was like, I'm not sure, because every protein shake I've ever had tastes like
nasty.
And I'm like, I don't know if I can have this.
Some people say that they just hate protein. They're like, how do I get protein without a protein shake?
This is it.
Everyone says that.
This is a big thing for me, and I'm like, I don't want to eat 10 eggs a day or 2 chicken breasts. Like, it's a lot to eat. And I've found that the protein shake that you gave me, is really, really good.
It is tasty.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So
and you digest it okay.
100%. That's a game changer.
It's the fermentation, because I used to think that I couldn't digest so many things. And it wasn't until I became a nutritionist and I learned that there's anti-nutrients in vegan proteins. So what that is, it's things that are like, almost picture like a hard shell around your protein. So you have to break through that to get to it. So those are like, they're called like enzyme inhibitors, phytates and lectins. And that's a vegan protein issue. But when you ferment your vegan proteins, it breaks all those things down. So it gets rid of the lectins, the phytates, and the enzyme inhibitors, and then you can actually just get that protein. Because I find like an unfermented vegan protein doesn't do it. And if you're taking a supplement that is making you run to the toilet or causing bloating, then you're not actually absorbing it.
Well,
so
it makes sense.
You can't actually use the protein. You know, so you have to make sure you're having something that's like actually able to be digested, assimilated, and like
well, 100%, especially when you're trying to fuel your body. And then you can't just feel depleted all the time, which is what I was feeling when you came to see me.
And I was
like,
too,
nothing
with
works.
women, we're always just told like, oh, it's aging, it's hormones.
Or it's like
roll over and
pre-menopause,
just
or
give into it.
Just
you know?
accept that your life is like this. No, I don't want to.
Exactly. There's so many times I went to my doctor and I was like, check my thyroid, check my blood work. She's like, you're in the normal range. And I'm like, but then you realize it's this stuff. It's like that whole body nutrition, and you do have to push it harder. Especially because our bodies are resilient. Like kids can eat pretty crappy, teens eat crappy, and they're in a growth phase. They're in like what we call an anabolic phase. They build all this stuff up, and it's just easier. Their bodies are designed to do it. But as we age, there's more breakdown, and we have to dial into nutrition so much more.
Well, thank goodness we're friends.
I'm going to be checking your pantry every time.
Well, otherwise I would honestly not know. Because it's also like, because I come from a family where my dad is such a big runner, and when I tell you he does not fuel. So he was just one of those.
Men can get away with it a little bit more.
100%. But like when you've grown up with that and you see how easy it is, you don't think about fueling your body because, well, why would I? Really, why would I? And I think that's one of the big things I said to you, what is so great about this product, and I wish more people would know about it, is because I feel like as women, so many of us are uneducated, and honestly, like I just feel so, it's quite frustrating because you can Google, and Google's the worst thing to do.
Oh, I know.
And I just feel like I'm always so misinformed about what's happening with my body.
And that's the problem of this whole generation, this age we live in, with like access to so much information, but where's the credibility? And it's really hard to filter through because we're just getting so many things thrown at us. So I really find too, if I could just get people to try it, like you said, the taste speaks for itself. People are always like, this is a greens. Like, it doesn't taste like
I
dirt
know.
and grass. Like,
I know.
and it's like, I find that like you try it and then you start to feel it. Like, take it for a month and see how you feel. And you're like, oh, this actually, it's a game changer.
It is a game changer.
Yeah.
Because like as someone who also, I love food, don't get me wrong, but I struggle with breakfast options.
Yeah.
And I'm the type of person, because I'm always in a rush with doing like the kids and kids' lunches.
Let's just describe a morning as a mom. It's like,
I know.
you wake up tired because someone was in your bed all night, on and off. You had to resettle them. Maybe someone peed the bed and like you were changing sheets and doing laundry in the middle of the night.
Yes.
And then it's like, it's breakfast. And then it's like, oh,
Making
it's
their
library
lunches.
day, or it's bring your, like today was stuffy day. We forgot to bring the stuffy to school. So we had to run back and get the stuffy.
Yeah.
It's like, there's like all the chaos in the morning.
Yeah.
And we're supposed to be having these like perfect balanced meals. You're like, this is like survival mode.
This is it. So what do? I just like quickly grab a piece of, it's like the beginning of The Grinch, where the mom's like throwing toast and then like throwing an arrow and the toast pops out and she throws the thing.
So
that's
relatable.
like my life. Yeah,
It's
I'm
so
like, that's
relatable.
my life. And the kids are like making this,
Yeah.
I want this, I
all
want
that food, they just dump it out. They
Yeah.
didn't even eat it. You're like, oh, that's great.
I'll just eat it.
And your
me.
reward is the messy kitchen.
That's exactly,
at the
yeah.
end of the day.
Whereas now, like I feel and that's what I've always so it's what I've always wanted in a protein shake, is to be able to like make it in the morning and carry it around with me and just sip as I go.
Yes.
But every single one I've ever had makes my stomach uneasy.
Yeah.
How can I go for a run with an uneasy stomach?
Right?
Yeah.
And then again, you're not actually absorbing it if you're having
it's all
gut
coming
issues
out.
from it. Yeah, exactly. You're just like
in and out.
filtering.
Yeah.
In and out.
Literally.
Yeah.
So that's, I mean, as again, like that's been a huge help for me.
Yeah. And I really like, we talked on another thing about why vegan proteins. And it's like vegan proteins, like I find whey proteins are just function. It's like when like gym bros will be like, just count your macros. Just, just count your macros. And it's like, but vegan proteins are full of all kinds of other
Good
nutrients,
stuff.
right?
Yeah.
So it's like, and especially like we have like a vegan and green. So you're getting like all of those things. You're getting hemp seed and you're getting all the vegetables and all, so it's like, it's a different focus and it's more of a nutritional, like I won't say meal replacement, but it really does.
Yeah.
Take the
It's got a
place
lot
of
of
a
good
meal
in
'cause
there.
It's got all the things.
Yeah. So when I had it the other day, I got Simon to taste it. And he was like, oh, which one is this? Because he's very like, green stuff. And then he was like reading all the ingredients in the back. And I was like, I told you, Alex knows. Yeah.
Don't tell Alex.
Yeah. Also, semi-annoyed that he has picked up on my game plan to beat him. I'm like, can you stop taking my
love
stuff?
how competitive
I
you
know,
guys
I get so annoyed.
He's like, when do I get to be on the podcast?
Yeah.
I'm like, you don't.
Alex was
Jody
like,
only.
maybe Simon can join us. I was like, no. This is like a me thing, not a him thing. No.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sorry, Simon.
No.
You didn't run the Chicago Marathon.
No, he did not.
Jody did.
Yes.
Okay, so I feel like we didn't unpack the actual race. So
yes.
okay.
Yes.
So
That
I
was
know you were
epic.
training in Collingwood in colder weather.
Whew, yeah.
And
yeah.
like, what does a temperature increase feel like when
my
you've been training
God.
in cold?
So it was quite surreal. So we've been running at around 10 degrees Celsius in Collingwood, okay, which is beautiful.
Yes.
And so been watching the weather in Chicago, and the week before the temperatures got up to 33 degrees, and I was like,
I didn't realize
I'm not
it was
prepared
that
for this.
hot. Oh
Yeah.
my God.
So anyway, the day of, it must have got up to about 24 maybe, which is 14 degrees more than what I'm used to.
Yeah.
It was insanity. Full sun, no cloud cover.
Of course.
So I actually had a tan line from like my shorts and my socks, because that is how I pretty much got sunburnt
In one day.
not even a day.
Not even
few
a day.
hours.
Few
Yeah.
hours.
Yeah. So it was,
Oh my God.
that was a bit of a shock. There were a couple things that were a shock. I felt like I was really unprepared for the number of people on the course.
Yeah.
54,000 runners and 1 million
That's like-
spectators.
That's like what the Rogers Stadium holds, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a
50,000
lot of people. Yeah.
Holy crap.
So you kind of, I mean, as I said, I have applied again for next year, and if I'm lucky enough to run, I'll be far more prepared.
Yes.
But you get boxed in all the time because there's just so many people running around you.
For sure, yeah.
It was, all I can say is like, I mean, I had goosebumps from start to finish. It was unbelievable, and the way that they organized it. I mean, kudos to them. You can see why it's a world major. It was just ridiculous.
Yeah.
But it was, I still like had this like pinch me moment the entire day. I was like, oh my God.
It's a beautiful city too.
It is a beautiful city. Yeah. It is, there's like this vibe about it, Chicago. I don't know. It was so unreal. I can't even explain. I think I cried so much. Like I was like, oh, this weekend.
But there's something special about a big event, right? Like it's something you train for, and especially thinking like you're not going to do that well, and then suddenly your training picks up, and then and now you're really there. You're in Chicago. It's wild. I know.
And honestly, the spectators were what got me through that race, because like I hit a wall at kilometer 30, and I messaged Simon, and I was like, I don't know what to do here. And I think it was just like I for sure had either heat stroke or dehydration. So like a bit of TMI, but afterwards my pee was orange for a while.
Oh my God.
So definitely dehydration. Yeah. And I drank a lot, but you can't drink enough because then you overhydrate and then you get cramped.
And you don't
right?
want the slosh. The runners all talk about the slosh, right?
And
I think that's where electrolytes are really key.
Yes.
And
they don't hand that out.
Yes, they don't hand that out.
So I had a little water bottle that I keep with me that I fill, but I mean, it's a little water bottle.
Yeah,
it's gone.
This is the problem. You're running for like 3 hours.
Yeah.
You can't carry enough water or liquid on you.
No.
So you're really... No. I wonder if you could carry just like electrolyte sachets so when they hand out.
I know.
Right?
I think you could. I probably...
It's still kind of hard.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't have the patience. I'd be like, just
stir and
mix. But yeah, I mean, it's... I don't think people realize how hard it is how difficult it is until you actually run it. Like, so after the race, the top of my palate was actually raw from all the Gatorade I had.
Get out.
Because they hand Gatorade up and water. And
acidity.
I think because it was, the acidity, and I couldn't even eat. It was so raw at the top of my palate that, and it was a lemon lime flavor. So it was intense.
Extra acidity. Yeah.
But I mean, as I said, it was just unreal. And I'll be very blessed to do it again. So fingers crossed.
God, I really hope you do.
I know.
So what is the next? You signed up for something, the trail race. Is that what's next?
So the next one is a trail race.
Okay.
That is in April. It's my favorite race to do because it's so much fun. And it's so different. Like road running, it's all about pace.
Yes.
You've got to pace yourself. You want to hit this time limit. Trail running is like, this race is my favorite. They hand out nerd gummies. They hand out Oreos. Yeah.
Oh, that's so fun.
The one year they were handing out like shots of whiskey. It's way more relaxed. It's way more relaxed. So that'll be my next one. However, I may do the Toronto City Marathon in May.
Oh.
Yes. So I was like, I'll wait till next October. And then I'm like, I can't wait that long. Also, because
you want something to work towards too, right? It's 100%. Sort of like if you don't have that event, you're just running.
And well, I suffer very badly from post-marathon blues, which is very, very real.
Yeah.
Like the race is over and you're just like,
now what?
Got my medal, like I'm done. So I want to have another one to look forward to, another one to run.
Big time.
So and then also next year, 2026, I have to qualify for, in 2027 I want to run the Comrades Marathon. 89.9.
You heard it here first on the Green Room. She's gonna go for it. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's the 100th Comrades Marathon in 2027.
It's in South Africa?
It's in South Africa.
Oh, snap.
And my dad said I could use his number. Which is like, so when you run 10 comrades, you get to keep your number, and he's run 40, so he's got like a very special number. So he said I could use it. So I've got to qualify next year for the Comrades Marathon.
That's huge.
So I don't want to wait until October and then something happens and I can't run October and then I miss out on qualifying.
And miss the qualifier.
Yeah. So that's going to be a big one.
Okay. So dialing into your nutrition going forward. This is going to matter so much more, right?
I know.
Because that's what gives you the edge. Like athletes get in trouble for performance enhancing drugs. Like this is performance enhancing nutrition.
Yeah.
And it's allowed and you got to do it.
I have to. I got to do it. I got to. It's
God,
it's going to
so
be
exciting.
Yeah, I know. It's a big one.
Well, you're going to come back on the Green Room and we're going to talk about
dissect
this
that one.
Yeah, we're going to dissect that one for sure.
Yeah, that's going to be a big one.
Oh my God, that's huge.
Can I get you to ask her one last question?
Yeah.
What does it mean to live an active lifestyle?
Oh.
That's a tough one. Okay. One more question, and then I'll let you get back to Collingwood and on with your life. What does it mean to live an active lifestyle? It's a broad, really, there's no wrong answer. It means different things.
So I think for me, growing up in the household that I grew up in, right, where my dad was just always running or playing soccer or doing something, I think it put a lot of things into perspective about being healthy and being active and movement. And I think me as a woman, not even just as a woman, as a mom, I know how important it is to be active. Just as a human being, I know how important it is to be active. But as a mom who has kids and girls, 2 girls, I want them to see what it is like to have an active life and to be physically capable of achieving so much. And I don't know, for me, being active helps with my mental health.
100%.
That's a huge thing for me, right? Like, there's a topic that I don't really want to touch on.
Oh, I know.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay.
Sorry. Just with like losing my mom. That was a big thing for me. And honestly, like, yes, my kids saved my life for sure. Like, they just got me through so much. But running, just like the freedom of the road, being in your own head, and just like chasing away these negative thoughts is just an absolute game changer. Thank you. Yeah, and I think that is a biggie for me. I think there's so many mental health issues at the moment, especially with the world going through COVID, like the pandemic and stuff. And I just know for myself, as I said earlier, I've been very active through my school career and playing team sports, and I feel like it grows you so much as a person. Yeah. And it molds you into such a well-rounded human being. Yeah. You know, it teaches you so many lessons. Like, there is always somebody who's going to be better than you. Oh, yeah.
And even like when you were talking to your dad before, and he said you can't always get a personal best.
Yes, he did say that, and he was
but
right.
that's the definition of success, right? It's like we want it to look like this, but
of course you do.
There's failures and there's dips, and it's part of the journey.
Yeah,
right? And it makes those wins so much sweeter.
It does, and I think what really, you know, honestly, I keep saying to my dad, like, he needs to be a running coach, because genuinely he's amazing. And so the day before he was like, you can't always get a PB. And I was like, oh, yeah, I know.
You know, Dad.
But like, because I've run 4 marathons, and I ran 1, and then I PB'd, and then I PB'd. And I was like, well, you know, I'm on this PB strike. And I didn't personal best. But that race, when I say I had to dig deep to finish that race, I had to dig deep like I've never had to dig deep in my life before. And that goes back to what I was saying earlier about it's all up here. You have to be so mentally strong to do a race when it's not going your way and to finish it.
Big time.
So yeah, I think for me, being active is so important in so many different ways. And yeah, I just want my girls and my son, I've always said to them, I don't care what they do. I just want them to do something to feel, you know, that feeling of being active and having a healthy body and a healthy mind. That is for me the most important thing.
And healthy body, healthy mind, they go together.
Yeah,
right.
100%.
I just find like you can't be right up here if you're not active.
No, you can't. You can't. And as I said, it's got me through some really dark days. And yeah, I mean, after losing my mom, it was just like, how can I get rid of this feeling without just throwing medication at it and being like, well, here's an antidepressant. Like, well, thanks. How am I going to get off this, you know? And and
I've heard you say, I leave it all on the road.
I do. Yeah. That's exactly
I've heard you say that.
Yeah. If I have a really, really bad time, and I get a bit of like anxiety sometimes, and even my husband knows, like Simon will be like, just go for a run. Because he knows it's going to fix me.
And like, instead of me having to talk this out with you,
go talk to the road.
Leave it on the road.
But it's so true. And I often talk to my mom while I'm running, you know, and it's like, it's just this like release that I get of like, okay, it's all out. And then, my life resumes back to the chaos.
And then you enter the jungle.
It's like that when I laugh because the other day someone said to me, not my circus, not my monkeys. And I was like, hey man, this is a circus and these are my monkeys. Yeah. So yeah.
It's so true.
Yeah.
So that's it.
Yeah.
Alex, where can people find her?
Oh, what do you mean?
Socials? No.
It's a private.
Yeah, you have a private account.
Yeah, I should get a.
Do you want me to do a bit about your wealth management? If anyone needs help with their accounting.
I don't do accounting.
Not
anymore.
accounting, I know.
Financial
planning. Business words and money and stuff.
She's really, really smart.
Yeah, I know numbers. Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, how do we wrap it up?
You can just, at this point, you can just say thank you so much for
Okay.
being here, sharing your story, and let them know that stay tuned for the next one.
Yeah, okay. This is the most awkward part.
I know. It's always like the formal.
Yeah, the formal stuff. Yeah.
Mm.
Okay, thank you so much for coming and sharing everything and keeping us posted on your journey. And I hope that we can catch up with you for the comrades on the next one.
Yeah,
I really appreciate your time. And I know, training is a big commitment, and getting to be here and talking to us was not easy for you to pull off. So I really appreciate you being here.
Thank you. Thank you for the support.
Yeah.
And
we'll keep fueling you.
Yeah.
Dial into that nutrition.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jody.
Thank you.